Please enjoy this session summary for PATINS Tech Expo 2022 with InSource.
Hi, this is Laura Close with Close Education, and I want to thank you all for joining us and taking the time to explore this very important topic. What we're going to be talking about is combining the science of reading with the advancements of technology. And we're going to go through a series we're going to talk about understanding the definition of the science of reading and just what exactly that entails. We're going to talk a little bit about the evolution of reading and research into the science of reading and combining the science of reading and technology through evidence-based research. So the definition, the science of reading, is a vast interdisciplinary body of scientifically based research about reading and the issues related to reading and writing. We're going to dive into that a little bit further. And really, this is research that has been done over the last 5 decades all across the world. And it has gone into it has come from multiple different researchers in multiple fields, from cognitive psychology, from neuroscience, of course, education, linguistics. So there's many fields that have been studying reading for over 50 years. We're going to go through the evolution of reading. I think it's always important to understand the why behind things and where things came from. One of the experts we're going to reference is Dr. Mary Ann Wolfe, who's a cognitive neuroscientist and child development expert. One of the things that she really points out that I think is so very important is that we were never born to read. We were born to see, move, speak, and think genetically. Not so with reading. Human beings invented reading only a few thousand years ago, and reading is really one of the single most remarkable inventions in history. And reading can only be learned because of the brain's plastic design. And when reading takes place, the brain is forever changed, both physiologically and intellectually. Think how powerful that is. And we all know, this is from Steven Pinker back in 2003, children are wired for sound, but print is an optional accessory that must be painstakingly bolted on for some children. And really what you're doing, and I think this is very important for us to consider, is that we're building automaticity. Automaticity is the #1 aspect that's overlooked when we're working with children who suffer with dyslexia. As networks of cells responsible for recognizing letters and letter patterns learn to fire together, they create representations of their visual information that are far more rapidly retrieved. It's important for us to think about this. We're freeing up their working memory, and these patterns are more rapidly accessible. We're going to talk about the principles of brain design and what that takes to form new connections and the capacity for automation. We're going to go into a little bit of the history of the written language. We're going to talk about how in the pictographic days, what that looked like, and all the way to when we introduced the alphabetic principle. And by the way, when we introduced the alphabetic principle, that's when we left approximately 20% of the population behind or to struggle with reading. And the essence, we're going to talk about the essence of the alphabetic principle. What does that mean? That means without a single moment of conscious awareness, we're applying highly automatic rules. And it depends on your brain's uncanny ability to integrate at rapid fire speeds what it sees, what it hears, and what it knows. We know that any good intervention, this is research on a meta level, fluency intervention must address the rapid activation and retrieval of the 5 interconnected systems if fluent comprehension is going to be attained. So these things must be explicitly taught: phonological processes, orthographic processes, semantic processes, syntactic, and morphological. And today we really do possess sufficient knowledge about reading, as well as the advancements of technology can help our kids and help all people become efficient readers in hours instead of years, when you have the right tools at hand, of course, along with a wonderful teacher. We're going to talk about mind play and how mind play really does give us insights as to why children are struggling to read. And then what mind play does is it takes you through explicit direct instruction in the areas of phonics, grammar, fluency, and vocab, but really more importantly, it does two things. We dive down into the linguistic processes, the orthographic parts, and the morphemes. We explicitly teach all of this. And when I close my eyes at night, why this works for children when other things don't, is like Louisa Moat says, it's an intentional scope and sequence with a direct, explicit instruction and a planned connection among the components. And we're going to dive into a little bit of Indiana data with that. So that's just a little sneak preview. We're happy to meet with you. We hope to see you at PATINS. If we don't, we're happy to talk with you at another time. And our mission is to help all kids and all people become efficient readers. So thank you again for the opportunity to share this.
Thank you for watching. Please follow the PATINS project and InSource on the web.